But
Train.
on to the multiplayer. You know, we've talked about realism. On to the multiplayer. So far, they've announced that there is not an option to LAN the game
No
on
dedicated
PC.
servers?
You can't LAN the game on PC. You
See,
can't.
here,
I
I
don't
mean,
know
for
if you
those of
can
you,
system link it on console, but they did confirm that there isn't a LAN option within the game on PC. They said though the through the community and more demand, it's already in in they've already taken it into consideration that they may add it in later on. They just have to figure out how to do that because it's on the I believe it's going to be in the browser through the EA, whatever that shit's called, Envision or whatever it is.
the
Oh, right,
Origin.
or Origin,
Origin.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Origin
I mean,
bullshit.
I hope I'm wrong. I so hope I'm wrong. But from playing it, having to install Origin, it's like Steam, pretty much. But I'm gonna assume that you're gonna have to have a constant internet connection just to play multiplayer co-op or the co-op or the campaign, because like you have to have the browser open to play it. And
Yeah.
it was grayed out for campaign and co-op. So that
Well,
has me kind of worried.
I think they may develop some sort of LAN. I mean, Steam, doesn't. I mean, Counter Strike is not literally unable to LAN. I mean, just because it's on Steam. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
there's always a workworkaround for
yeah, there's
something,
a
but you just
workaround
want
for everything,
you want the
but
ease of it.
I mean, there's already worked some people hacking it to LAN it already on Battlefield, but the thing is, I mean, it's right now so far it's not featured in the game. Also, another thing I want to go back to though. Another thing is this game is going to make a big push again to have PC gaming back alive again. Because PC gaming, in my opinion, has been on. I mean, it's not on its last leg, but I mean, if this was
It,
an
it's
ant, it has two legs left. I mean,
it's because the consoles are starting to close the gap. I mean, back in the day, yeah, PC definitely had an advantage over any console that was out. But now, I mean, the hardware is getting better. They're getting more powerful. The online has become such a big thing over the years.
yeah.
It's just easier. So that gap is definitely closing.
One thing about it though, we can notice though with this game and with Counter Strike Go coming very soon, uh, it's PC is going to have a bigger push again. We may see a new revolution within PC, happening because of this game and Counter Strike Go. But on to the multiplayer aspects. Hello?
So
Somebody, I think Blake. I don't know. I don't hear his mic anymore.
then there were two.
Oh, well, Blake got dropped from the call, I believe. Are y'all there?
Oh yeah, I'm still there.
Okay, you're here. That's all that matters. Well, I mean, but okay, all right. So on to the multiplayer. It's only 24 on console, which is very
12v12.
sad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's definitely one advantage PC has over it. I mean, you gotta stick with your limitations, I guess. I mean, I don't know the consoles. I'd venture to say they probably could support 64 man battles, but at the same time, they might would have had to sacrifice speed or frame rate or something like that.
Yeah, I think Blake just disconnected and
Back.
oh, he's back. Okay, he's back now. The thing about it, okay, we got to take into consideration that we have the game Mag that came out for PlayStation 3. Mag featured, I believe, was it 128 or 256 players online? Yeah,
It was a big number.
it was a buggy game, very buggy game, and it just failed dramatically because of the because of just it was very generic, and there, a lot of there's not a lot of communication, especially on PlayStation, just because a lot of people don't use mics on PlayStation, and all my experience of playing online on
They're
PlayStation.
starting to get them though. Every game that I joined at Nick's house, I mean, about 50% have
Yeah,
them.
it's like 50-50, but if you play on Xbox Live, everyone has a mic. you
Oh,
know.
but
But
I mean, about Mag, I wouldn't say that it failed miserably. I mean, it like even if you look at some of the reviews, it got pretty respectable reviews, like 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10. I mean,
yeah,
these
it was a decent game.
it was decent, but I mean, I think the main problem was it had too much hype because everybody, like, even when I heard it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you can have like 250 people or how many ever people online," it just blew my mind, and that's why I got caught up. And I was like, "Oh my God, that's got to be crazy." But I mean, I think they focused too much on that, and they didn't work on polishing the game enough.
I didn't
But
focus too much on the netcode for sure. I'll tell you that because
yeah,
it was buggy. But on to my point though.
well, real
To
quick on
battle.
that though,
All right.
they did release another update. So I think it's like version 2.0 now. Not sure about the details, but I'm assuming they fixed some of these complaints.
But on to my battlefield. On the why they need, in my opinion, this game with those possibilities with Mag being 256 players. This game can be more people online on console. It can. They can do the same thing that they do with PCs. PC at 64 online. Why are we not seeing 32 or 48 online on this? It seems like everybody, nobody wants to, everyone wants to just limit themselves on console, you know. But I mean,
Well, you also got to make it work too. I mean, you could have 1,000 people versus 1,000 people, but I mean, is that going to translate into fun gameplay? You need it to work.
yeah, but I
I
mean
mean,
that's just with every game though, you know. I
well,
mean, it
like I said, I mean technical. There's also
it
the
works
technical
on
aspect.
PC. I mean, how would it
Right,
change though, you know, on
well,
console? All you're
uh,
doing is playing on a controller.
kinda. Not sure, honestly.
But on to my next issue. I mean, we still have yet to see a cover system in the game. I mean, the only thing that's near being a cover system is now being able to mount your gun onto like a ledge or sandbags or something like that when using the bipod. You know, that's about the only thing that they have close to a cover system. But I mean, it would I would think this game would be much better. I think Battlefield would be on a rise if they put at least a lean like Rainbow Six had. I mean, the game would become much more technical and much more tactical. Hello?
Yeah, I'm actually reading something right here that one of the Dice developers tweeted that the consoles are 5 to 6 years old and can't handle over 24 players because I mean I know there are other games that support like up to 32, 64, how many ever they can do more, but
Uh,
this is a new game.
it is a new game and it's running great graphics, but
running some pretty heavy stuff. But also for the PC,
I still think we
they
could at least get 36
all right, but
players.
also they also said Dice said for the PC that they tested Battlefield 3 with 128 players, and that the game can technically support up to 256.
Ooh.
But they said that a lot of the players said it wasn't fun.
Yeah,
So
that's
that
too
just
many
goes
people for a game
right.
like that. The maps aren't large enough, and
Right. So it goes back to my point that it doesn't matter how many people you have, it's got to work together.
yeah, it's got to work. Yeah, for sure. But I mean, I we know for sure it would work with at least 36 people. I mean, because on PC it plays with 64, you know. So, but I think overall the map design in the game is so far in the one map I've played, I think it's great. I mean, they actually created a very beautiful and vegetated and healthy environment with great lighting without throughout it. I mean,
Uh, I'm a little. I don't know. It might be my computer. I'm not sure. I mean, it's a pretty beastly computer, or it could just be because it's a beta, or because it was slower internet connection. I don't know. Regardless, but I have noticed that on the low graphical settings compared to the high graphical settings, it wasn't that huge of a leap. And the beta looks a little uglier than like videos and screenshots we've been seeing.
Well,
But I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt that it is the beta.
well, I
But
mean, you got
I
to think
also
a lot of your screenshots that you see, a lot of them are just campaign. You know, not a
Yeah.
lot of multiplayer screenshots. But you can tell the very large difference between multiplayer and campaign. I mean, it's very easy to tell. I mean, the to me the graphics comparing, if you compared the multiplayer graphics to another game, I mean, we're working with like Oblivion graphics in this game. That's pretty much how it looks to me, you know. But the map design I think is pretty damn good. I've seen a lot of rants online that you know that people have said, "Oh, Call of Duty makes way better maps than them," but people are not realizing that the Call of Duty, a lot of those maps are made for the gameplay that game offers. This type of game is meant for it's not trying to be a complete war simulator, but
Call of Duty is a more of a quick skirmish. Battlefield 3 is a more thought out
it's a war.
battle. Like
I mean
yeah,
it's as close as you can to simulating war in a game. I mean with jets and just running through subways and stuff like that. I mean you can't say oh this you know the upstairs in the subway, you know they're like oh we just made a big blue room, you know because I've seen that comment, you know they just made a big blue room and for everyone to fight in it. But that's how that stuff looks in real life, you know? I mean, there's pillars every, you know, so 20 feet, you know, to hold up. But that's how a subway looks. I mean, that's how it looks. You can't deny that. I mean, there's a sign here and there, and there's places to walk through to pay for your ticket, you know? But, I mean, a subway's open like that, you know? But,
it's in my opinion, it's pretty dang good level
I
design.
think they did a great job, in my opinion. Uh,